This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Thursday, August 28th. First up, exclusive, Chartable is going away. While it's been public knowledge for some time that Megaphone customers will lose access to Chartable eventually, there's now a concrete date. According to Pod News reporting, an email is set to go out today to Megaphone customers detailing Chartable will fully sunset on December 8th of this year, and it will show where users can go to start using links in Megaphone, Spotify's in-house answer to Chartable Smart Links. Next up, 2 surprising facts about platform consumption in 2025. In this week's Sounds Profitable newsletter, Tom Webster goes into detail over a favorite slide from the Podcast Landscape 2025 data he teased at Podcast Movement. The slide focuses on American respondents 18 plus using Spotify or YouTube compared to how much their podcast consumption is watching, not listening to video podcasts. Only a slight majority of YouTube podcast consumers actually watch more than half of their podcasts, with only 34% saying they watch more than 75% of their podcasts as video, which means just under half of YouTube podcast consumers primarily listen, even if it's to a video podcast. This data supports Webster's theory that getting a podcast on YouTube isn't necessarily about just being video. It's that YouTube is a really good app for podcast consumption, full stop. There's solid community, reach, discovery, search, and it's all rolled into an easy-to-use app that's on just about everyone's phone in the United States. A video component is important for a podcast on YouTube, but if the audio doesn't work in a vacuum, that podcast won't make sense to audiences who still primarily listen. Up next, Australia podcast advertising benchmarks Q2 2025. Magellan AI has teamed up with Australia Radio Network for the first Australia quarterly benchmark report, this time looking at Q2 of 2025. The report is built from an analysis of 10,087 episodes of popular Australian podcasts. Findings include the average ad load in Australia is sitting at 7.53% of the episode. Pod News reporting compares this to the US average ad load of 8.13%. Brand awareness campaigns made up 82% of all detected campaigns in Q2, and ad spend is up 20% year over year. Next up, Hype goes global. No, this is not another Taylor Swift story, I promise. Several months ago, YouTube debuted a new system called Hype, in which YouTube viewers can choose 3 videos per week posted by channels with fewer than 500,000 subscribers, in which they can hype, which gives the video points on a running leaderboard displayed on the front page of YouTube, effectively making a playlist of beloved newer videos. The smaller a creator's channel, the more a hype vote counts towards putting them in that leaderboard. YouTube is announcing a wider launch of the system with now live in 39 countries, as well as new UI featuring a hype button so that viewers can more readily vote on them. Also, a special hyped badge that will appear on appropriately hyped videos. This could have knock-on benefits for those in the audio world of podcasting making the jump to video with net new YouTube channels, as hype votes from audiences following them to those new channels should help them grow video reach and make channels financially viable that much quicker. And for our final top story, club comedy for kids demonetized. Comedian Tiernan Duyeb reports that after 7 years of hosting with Acast, he has been informed his children's podcast, Comedy Club for Kids, is no longer monetizable due to company policies about ads on podcasts for kids. Duyeb points to the value proposition of the premium feed he has being based entirely around being ad-free, so this decision has both kneecapped ad income and the core premise of the premium feed. According to him, the official reasoning for the move is due to the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, a 1998 bit of U.S. legislation you might remember from an FTC complaint in 2018 that pressured YouTube to lock down kids' content, and, quote, and or other applicable privacy laws, end quote. regardless of if it's a 27-year-old bit of U.S. legislation or brand new legislation, such as the Online Safety Act in the UK, a new problem presents itself. If safeguards and policies for kids and family content are not implemented carefully by platforms, similar sudden changes have the potential to undo progress made in the growing kids and family podcast genre. As for the rest of the news, the London Podcast Festival is celebrating its 10th year starting September 4th through September 14th. This includes a 10-year reunion panel of acclaimed sci-fi audio drama Wolf 359 bringing its creators back together, and a new live episode of Wooden Overcoats. Amazon's Regional Creatives Fund, which is a fund offering up grants of up to £30,000 to UK nonprofits that help people from underserved or underrepresented communities access careers in the creative industries, has a fast approaching deadline of August 31st. And just a reminder that podcasts are in the applicable creative industries for this fund. AI-focused podcasting platform PodUp has raised $5.8 million across 2 funding rounds. And finally, Katz Media and National Media have published a post-election survey conducted in December of last year, showing podcasting's political influence. And for the source on this one, I'm going to link to an episode of Pro Politics with Zach McCreary, in which they talk about the results. Be sure to check out the links to everything I've mentioned in today's episode. You can get there either with the link in your handy-dandy show notes, or you can go to soundsprofitable.com and go over to the download section. You can also subscribe to the newsletter version while you're there and get all those links direct to your inbox every afternoon. The download is written and produced by myself, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the download recap.